Mishi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to today's edition of Oche Kitchen Discussion. Today, we'll be talking about the life challenges for girls. It's been making news, it's been making headlines this season. I wouldn't say this week because there's a lot that's been going on. This is starting today with one of my affirmations. Popcorns, like we know, are normally fried in the same pot, in the same oil, at the same time, and under the same heat conditions, but they do not all pop at the same time. So we'll still have to wait for our own time. We'll all pop, so let's keep popping when our time comes. So that takes us into today's show. There's been so many news, so many things going on. One of them, I think we could talk about two. I could talk about two. You have the time to tell us if you have any idea of what I'm talking about. There's been situations where a stepfather, sadly, has been sleeping with the daughter. I wouldn't want to say stepdaughter, well, obviously stepdaughter, but because I've called it stepfather. In that role as a father, your child, that child is your child. And being an adult, every child that comes under our care is our child, whether you're the biological parent or not, but that's the point. So where a father, a stepfather has been sleeping or even forcefully sleeping with this child, the child decided to tell the mother, or the mother found out somehow. She spoke to church members, same cycle that's been on the news lately, spoke to friends, and she was asked to protect her marriage and keep that child away. Okay. Another one is where now, we're not talking about the adults, we're talking about this child, this 10-year-old child. Some say it's 30, she's 30, some say it's 10. But I think she's 10, the school child that went for the school trip and what transpired. It's just been crazy. It's just been crazy. And because we're looking at what all young children in general are under so much challenges and pressures. So a lot is happening in their lives these days. We're not talking about girls for today. Just we'll get to the boys at some point. And that takes me to the first question. As an adult, do you think that we, the family, the society, that we're doing enough to protect our girls? And if you don't think we're doing enough, what more do you think we can do? Benson, I'd like to have your voice on this.
Well, I know that, but what you just said is so sad. How can a stepfather sleep with his stepdaughter? Mm. A girl that calls you dad. Mm. Well, I think we are not doing enough. The best thing is, for me, we get them, we straight them straight. So when you know that we will get you and castrate you, you will not try it on your stepdaughter. It's unimaginable, you sleeping with your stepdaughter. She will come out in the morning and call me daddy. Then, oh no, I don't think we're doing enough. I think we have to see it and discuss about this so much. So I don't even see why the church should say, save your marriage and take away the child. They should talk about it. That's the way Sinach died, because they keep everything. God will do this, God will change. No, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I know
what do you think, as an adult, what do you think we can do to help save our girls?
I think
or protect them.
The best thing is we have to run an awareness campaign or education on this issue that has to affect the girl child. When somebody you call dad there are certain things he is doing, just immediately tell your mom so that it will be nipped on the bud than when the ugly incidents have already happened. I think the best is much awareness. When they do this, make sure you speak to your mom. Campaign, even if it's going to be carried out in schools, girls' schools, these things, they look at the kind of things you have to do when such things happen. Speak to someone. Always speak to someone.
Yeah.
The most important person to speak to, I think, should be the mom.
So encouraging our girls to talk more.
Let them talk.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Galaxy A11, you want to add something to this? You're on mute. Oh.
You're
Yeah. You can talk now if you're free. Okay, while we're waiting for you to unmute yourself, Chibuzo, are you disposed to speak where you are?
Yes. I'm disposed to speak. Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Did you hear my question, though? No,
I got a bit of it. Probably if you can just rephrase.
Okay. Yeah, the question is, as an adult, do you think we are, and as an adult and part of the society, do you think that we're doing enough to protect our girls? And if you think we're not, what more do you think we can do?
Definitely we are not. Definitely. A lot is happening. A lot is happening in terms of upbringing of the child. Let me not just talk about the girl child, talk about the child. Whether it's a girl or a man or the guy. But let me do a little bit insight on the girl child. It is very, very important that we understand that the girl child is a sensitive, they are sensitive children, the girls, very, very sensitive. And we must treat their sensibility with a whole lot of caution. Their sensibility in the sense that they get triggered very easily, very, very easily. I was told while growing up that men are convinced by what they see, women are convinced by what they hear. So we must be very careful the things we say in the presence of our children, especially the girl child. Especially the girl child. It is very important that we do enough. I also notice that the girl child is always close to the dad, the man. Among both parents, most of the girl child are always close to their dad. And a lot of them learn things they see their dad do. They have the definition, a lot of the girl child have the definition of a man by what they see in their dad. They have the perception of a man by what they see their dad do. I have a 3-year-old daughter. 3-year-old daughter, I told you today that I'm going to withdraw her from the school because it's as if my school fees is affecting me. my school fees affecting me in the sense that if my daughter hears me say a foul language, she tells me, Daddy, it is not right. She tells me, Daddy, it is not right. And I begin to imagine if a girl at 3 and a girl at 3 would tell me it is not right. There was either I was having a business transaction with somebody, I was on a call, and I was raking at the person. I'm going to deal with you if you don't pay me back my money. You will not believe that my daughter came to me after that call, a 3-year-old girl, came to me after that call and said, Daddy, you don't threaten people like that. I was very shocked that, Daddy, you don't threaten people like that. Do you want to harm the uncle? I was very shocked. And from that day, I told myself, anytime I want to make a call like that, I'll go to my room and close the door. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that this girl child we need to treat the girl child more better than the way we're doing. A lot of things are happening. They learn a lot of things. They learn those things from the things they watch, the things they hear, the things their mom do, even the things, most importantly, the things their dad do. Because it is through their dad they see the representation of a man, how a man should be treated. I don't think we're doing enough, but I think we can still do more. So I hereby advocate. The noise is much.
No, that's fine. I've muted the person. Go ahead.
Okay, so I hereby advocate. I hereby advocate that time to time we sit down with our girl child. What are the things you see in school? Tell me the things you see in school. What are your experiences in school? What do you think your classmates are doing that you don't like? What do you think your teachers are doing you don't like? They will tell you. No, because at that age, they say things the way they are. So that we can use what comes out of their mouths to either make it a motivation for them, to either make it a correction for them. So I think we need to sit down more with our girl child. We don't just give our girl child to the mom to train. No. All of us, the dad, the mom, we need to put hands together and speak with the girl child and make sure they become a better representation of how the girl child should be. So I think this is my question for now.
Thank you very much, Chibuzo. Thank you. For those that just joined us, the question is, do you think as an adult and as part of the society that we're doing enough?
I complete the question and that we're doing enough in what aspect? Is it by
doing enough to protect our kids? I don't know, something happened on my screen. That's why. Sorry. Chibuzo, do you want to say something?
To protect our girls.
Yeah.
My battery is running out. I'm just rushing home to go and put my phone on the charger.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Once I get
you join us again.
Now it's gonna take off.
That's fine. Oche, do you want to give your own input?
Okay. I would say we're not doing enough. Because it's the girl that we want to protect. I feel that we need to do a lot on our boys. Everything boils down to education. If a boy child is educated on how he should behave towards a girl, from his sisters, his mom, aunties that visit, nannies in the house, because 3/4 of these boys are abused by these nannies. Okay, and they grow up thinking that it is okay to smack a girl's bum. It's okay to play rough games with a girl. They don't know any better, so they can't do any better. So for me, while we're trying to protect these girls, the boys need to be educated. A lot of them grow up not even knowing that what they're doing is bad. And these boys are victims. There are homes where, because the girl is even overprotected, she grows up in school, that the boy is out there exposed and in very grave danger. And if you recall, when we were growing up, boys weren't even allowed to cry. Any little thing, oh, be a man. Oh, you want to cry? A boy falls down and you ask him to be a man and man up. And that's how he sees every other thing. he's going through an abuse and he feels, oh, if I talk now, they'll say I'm not a boy, I'm not tough, I'm a sissy, and stuff like that. So for me, more of this protection has to do with educating the boy child. If the boy knows that something is going wrong, I need to speak up, he will speak up. And at the end of the day, he's protecting himself and he's protecting his sister. He's protecting his classmates. He's protecting whoever comes his way. So if we can also shift the narrative from always trying to talk to the girls and all that. I remember when my daughter became, when she was 11, as my husband was talking to her and discussing about puberty and all that, the moment he finishes, he calls my son, who was just 9, okay, and starts to talk to him. And you understand, I felt it was a bit early, but from what I'm seeing now, I think it wasn't early.
It's not early at all. Not at all.
Yeah. So, and maybe because, of course, I feel a bit awkward to discuss some things, but God being so kind, I have someone who doesn't feel anyhow about talking about them. So at every given time, as my daughter is being educated as a first child, her brothers were getting the same education. Like my boys would, when they are dealing with girls, I see that they try to be more respectful.
That's good.
Yeah, sometimes I even tell my son, I say, you're nicer to your classmates than you are to me. And he would laugh. He'll say, Mommy, you're an adult, you can take care of yourself. But that's courtesy of his dad. And I feel that if
you just look like yourself. With your hair like that.
If we can try to educate the boy child, we will do half of the work. We won't even need to put in so much effort to protect these girls.
Okay. Can I chime in? Yeah, go ahead. AIJAY. Go ahead. Regarding your question, most parents do the most they can, and some parents, because of their schedule, leave the training of their kids to family members, or it could be a husband, a stepfather, cousins, nannies, and everything. But no matter how you raise your kids, like Chibuzo said earlier, there's nothing beats communication. Nothing. You have to be able to communicate with your kids without being judgmental. You have to be able to see things from their own perspective. It's not about being friends with them, but you have to, when things are, you have to put yourself in their shoes. When you were 12 years old, what were you thinking? What were you doing? So now it's like they're on the internet age. Everything is different. They see everything. Then we had just TV. Now they have all these social media apps. So they have so many information coming to them from, every part of TV, radio, everything, everywhere, their phone. Even if it's not their phone, their classmates will have phone. Even with their PlayStation, they can go with their PlayStation, they can go on a social media app and do things. So you just have to know what your kids are doing. You just have to know what if just make sure you're not judgmental. If they say, oh, I want makeup at age 10, try to advise them how to make up appropriately at age 10. Instead of telling them, do not do makeup, you're a little girl, you know what I mean? Because those things make them, they hide those things in their school bags, they go outside and they do those things. So for me, it's communication. You have to be open. So I don't know, like I said, some parents have time to raise their kids, some parents can't because they're chasing money, which the money is used to raise the kids. So however, wherever place you find yourself, make sure you communicate with your kids. You have to know what your kids are doing. If your kids like to take drugs, you have to know. If your kids like to drink alcohol, you have to know. If your kids like to hang out, you have to know. You can't just have one, because many kids are different at home, and when they're outside, they're different. But if you open up to your kids, you're gonna know what they're doing. They're gonna open up to you, be able to tell you anything. So that's okay. Benson, you've got your hand up. If you want to say something, you can put your hands up before we get to the next question. Benson.
I think I quite agree with what Ijoma just said a few minutes ago. The same thing, my aunt's daughter is 16. So sometimes when she's working on her laptop, she tends to face the laptop to herself. So my cousin came in and said, look, you don't need, we're not going to allow you again to do that. You must face the laptop so that we know what you are doing. What she said is that we must know what they do on their laptops. So not that they can't have it, they can have it, but we must know what they do.
Very important, yeah. Okay, thank you. In the absence of any other hands up, Aggie, do you want to add something to this topic? I'll tell you what the question is in case you didn't get it. The question is, do you think as an adult and part of the society that we're doing enough to protect our girls? And if not, what more can we do?
Good evening, everybody. To be honest with you, the parents will do what they can do for the child, but if the child has decided to go do their own thing, there's not really much you can do about it. I've noticed that most children, they're different at home. They're like goody good two shoes at home.
Exactly. Yeah.
When they're outside, it's a different scenario entirely. They could even be the don of a gang, the leader of the gang, but at home they're like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So once they step out that door, you've got no control over them. You just have to put prayer. It's only prayer you can do, and advise them, you know, talk to them, like you said, communicate. Yes, and at the end of the day, if they're going to do what they're going to do, they're going to do what they're going to do. We've got no control over that. Oh, as long as we know we've done what we can do, done our best, then the rest is up to them, and we can only just pray for them every day. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you. So prayers. AIJAY, over to you for the next question.
Yeah, and to piggyback, before I go in, if your kids are on social media, follow them. Follow them. You have to, you know what I mean? Now is the internet. There's nothing like it's kiddie stuff or whatever. If your kids on TikTok, Instagram, follow them. If they know their parents and aunties are following them, you know, they won't post certain things. Obviously, like the girl you mentioned earlier, while I was driving, I think it's the 10-year-old girl you mentioned her. I was driving there. If her mother was on Instagram, you know what I mean? She would have seen some of the pictures that was circulated. All right, moving on. Before we go to the second question, I have to do the AIJAY meeting. Ifeoma, can you mute everybody? I hear background noises.
I'm wondering where it's coming from.
Why improve your eating habits? You have to improve your eating habits to reduce the need to diet, because if you eat healthy, there's no need for you to diet. To increase your energy, because if you eat good, you have much energy. To improve sleep. I don't know about that. If you eat well, because I have sleeping problem, mine is my allergy. So apart from other reasons that might disrupt your sleep, but for the most part, if you eat well, you improve your sleep pattern.
Even if your account is overdrawn.
Yeah, that's the idea. Reduce chances for diseases. If you eat well, chances are your risk for disease will be reduced. It will increase your confidence because you're healthy. You don't have anything bugging you. You know what I mean? It will lower your risk for diabetes. It will increase your heart health. It will maintain healthy cholesterol. It will maintain healthy blood pressure. So what am I saying? Try and eat well. Like I've mentioned previously on the shows, the best thing is just to do Mediterranean diet. For every plate of food you eat, make sure half of it is fruit and vegetable. The other half is starch and protein. So if half of it is fruits and vegetable, there's not enough space for you to put 10 cups of rice like we eat in Africa. So having said that, I have to go to question 2. Question 2 is, a mother who protects her husband that raped her daughter to save her marriage. Can you see her reasons, and what are your thoughts? I think it was OJ that shared something recently to us. This lady, I think she lost her job, or the husband lost her job. She got a job in America or Canada. She left her 2 girls. She left her 2 girls with her husband, right? When she came back for the holiday, the kids were complaining that their father was sleeping with them and everything. So after everything, the man was denying it. After everything, she had to leave the husband and take the 2 kids back to Canada, right?
Yeah.
When she found out the guy was getting married, she burst out because she really loved the husband. She burst out crying, crying to the girls and everything. And the girls now opened up and said, "No, mommy, we lied on Dad. He wasn't sleeping with us. He was too strict with us, and we wanted to leave Nigeria." So having said that, we know there are fathers, uncles, and stepfathers that sleep with their kids, and then there's a case of these kids that lied on their father. So having said that, can you see her reasons, and what are your thoughts? for her to leave her mother, for her to leave her husband that raped her daughter to save her marriage? Can you see her reasons, and what are your thoughts? Let me see who is online.
I think you missed
Dr. Chizo Mora. Chizo, can you talk? Chizo, are you there?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, your voice.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I think I can talk potentially. Yeah.
Yes. Go
ahead. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening.
It's a very I suppose it's a very unusual situation to be in. First of all, the scenario is that the parents are, well, willfully separated because the wife was in a different country and the husband was in a different country, albeit in a different state. It doesn't matter, but they were not living in the same household every day. And there is an allegation by the children. And what that shows is there's a lot of issues regarding trust between the parties. I mean, we call this intra-family trust. So there's lack of trust between the kids and the parents, and lack of trust between both parents, between each other. Because for the children to make such allegation, they must know that there is a crack of for them to be able to penetrate and exploit that lack of trust on both sides, because it goes both ways. It doesn't have to be them alleging it to the father or to the mother. And thirdly, it is, it's all, in a way, it's okay to want to, because the recommendation for a child who has, oh dear, sorry. The recommendation is
I
that
thought he's in college now. He's still at home.
I know.
He should be in college by
now. So the recommendation is that when a child makes an allegation that is a safeguarding concern, especially when the child is saying that they're in harm's way where they are. The first recommendation is for them, to be taken out of where they live and go someplace else. So the mom was right in taking the children out, but there was no consideration given to due process. And sorry about that. There was no recommendation given to the due process, i.e., exploring that. Because here, if you make an allegation, the first thing to do is to separate the person who is in danger from the person who is a threat to them. But the second thing will be to investigate. There wasn't a proper investigation accorded to this man, because anyone can lie.
Yeah,
and
I'm sorry.
Knowing
Chizo, she said that she went to the man's family.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the presence of their grandmothers and family members, these children still said the same thing. And of course, their dad denied. Okay.
Yeah.
And like you said, she didn't give consideration to him. Separating him from the children. In her shoes, this is supposed to be a medical doctor. Isn't there a way she could have run tests on them to see if there was anything from the dad in them, for starters? Okay. I'm not saying you should, because
the only way she can do that if there is proper investigation
you're talking about. And I'm agreeing with you that I don't think that thorough investigation was made, because from the story, this man decided to remarry 3 years later. There was enough time. Moving the kids is not a problem for me, but what did you do about your relationship? That's why for me, I fault her. I'm not saying she shouldn't have moved the kids, but she could have given this man benefit of, this is somebody you are married to. And for those kids to tell that kind of lies, I assume they are teenagers.
You remember what, Oche, Chizo said something when she started, there is a crack in that relationship. That's why she could easily.
These children are evil.
Accept.
They might not necessarily be.
Kids can be evil, yes.
But there was no crack in the relationship. Their father was too strict for them. The father was too strict.
No, crack between the couple.
They lived apart. They lived apart because the
children are selfish. The woman is a medical doctor and chose to go abroad to work more, and it was a consensual thing. Okay,
and he and the kids were supposed to join later. Exactly. Okay. Bobby, can you talk?
Bobby just came in a while ago.
Yeah, I can talk. What's going on? I can talk.
Yeah, okay. The question is a mother who protects her husband that raped her daughter to save her marriage. Can you see her reasons and what are your thoughts? So this is a different twist to it. This is the main question. Yeah. This one is about a stepfather, right?
Yeah.
Sleeping with the daughter. But when she wanted to leave the man, everybody was like, take the child away from the home and stay in your marriage. You have to protect your marriage. So can you see her reasons of saving her marriage? And what are your thoughts about that?
To be honest with you, professionally, I have encountered several of my patients, including the Nigerian community. Including the Nigerian community where a husband was sleeping with a stepchild. No, sorry, was sleeping with a stepdaughter. Yes, was sleeping with his stepdaughter. The wife is aware of it. The mother-in-law is aware of it.
Oh,
and it continues to go on.
This
is not rape. This is a sexual consent. I think the girl in question is around 18 years old or 19 years old. But she wasn't
When did he start sleeping with her? At what age did he start sleeping with her?
This girl wasn't born and bred here in the United States. She came from Nigeria. And this encounter continued until the lady eventually moved out. Not the wife. The couple still lives together.
Hey.
Until the daughter, the girl left her mother's house to start living on her own.
So what are your thoughts?
It doesn't matter what my thought is. What is this? They're able to live happily. I may use the word happily because the mother never complained. It was the grandmother that complained how the daughter allowed her husband to be sleeping with her daughter. How her own daughter allowed her husband to be sleeping with her own granddaughter. You understand what I'm saying?
So it wasn't rape?
That's what I'm saying. There's a sexual agreement, whatever it is, between the man in question and the daughter and the young adult. It wasn't a rape. So you can't even actually charge the man as a rape because the girl allowed it.
So you are saying the girl doesn't even mind?
That's what I'm saying. This is continuously going on. And the girl's mother is aware of what the husband is doing. So I got to hear about this because the grandmother was against it. So in this scenario, this is how they want to live their family life. And you cannot come in professionally because the person that brought this complaint to you is not the girl herself, and it's not the mother. It's the grandmother who has concern about what is going on in that family where she finds herself.
Okay.
So what other question were you asking me?
No, I'm saying, like, I wanted to know your thoughts. How would you feel? But you said, like, so what if it wasn't a consensual sexual agreement? So what are your thoughts about it? When she assuming this man was like raping this girl and the mother was aware of it and stayed in that marriage, what are your thoughts about it? That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, so you have to find that in all circumstances, in all ramification, there is no justification of that. There's no morally ethical justification of why the mother will allow her husband to be sleeping with his own daughter. There is no ramification about that. But again, you have to find out this lady must be very much abused.
Like to see him.
But I would advise you as a spiritual director.
If I'm a mute people, please.
For her to condone that, or maybe there's a lot of traits for her to condone that.
I can't find who is talking, you know.
And you can only go further with that if this girl is underage. If she's not underage, there is nothing much that you can do about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Agnes's hand is up. Agnes, is it a new hand up or the previous hand up?
A new hand up.
Okay, so go ahead, Agnes. Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome.
I mean, morally, we all know that it's wrong. And like I said, if the mother has accepted it, there isn't really much anybody can do about it. It could be that she doesn't even like sex and the daughter's helping her out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens.
Yes, it could be that, oh, okay, I don't like sex. And he's at least I know it's at home. I know where he's going. He's not going to someone outside. And she probably just accepted it. But we can't do anything if she's happy and she's okay with it. What can we do? Not a lot. If she doesn't press charges, if she's, if she's okay with it, we can't do much about it. It is what it is. And like I said, she might not like sex, and she's like, okay, my daughter's helping me out, and I know at least it's in the family, and she's okay with it. But I wouldn't be okay with it. But we're all individuals, and we've all got our own choices to make, and we live with our choices. So if that's what she wants, and so be it.
Can I add something, AIJAY? I think, in this context, it's a problem. But the woman, the mother, is not doing so much because of pressures around her. She would rather remove the child from home and remain in that marriage than
because she wants to please. She wants to be married.
So that's what we think. Can we see where she's coming from? Personally, I can't see where she's coming from.
It's the wrong reason for staying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask one more person before I go over to Julie Sofa. Can you talk? This is our first day of coming. Jules.
Not Chichi. It's Chichi Jules.
No, Julie Sofa. Julie Shego Arrange. Her name is.
Hi,
sis, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm
shocked, Julie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The question is a mother who protects her husband that raped, the key word is rape. A mother who protects her husband that raped her daughter to save her marriage. Can you see her reasons are, and what are your thoughts about it?
I don't see any reason why any mother would condone that.
Yes.
There is no justification. It's morally wrong. They are damaging a child.
Exactly.
The mother is very, very selfish.
Yeah.
And if there are people that are in the know, I think they should be able to take it up with the law.
Exactly.
I'm a lawyer. That's a minor. The mother is making decisions for her based on her selfish reason.
Exactly.
Not right. So, and the child might not be in a position to protect herself.
Yep.
So I think the law should protect her.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can I ask one more person? OJ, I'm looking for a guy. Is there any guy apart from Benson? Benson has spoken. Any other guy here?
Chibuzo is here. Chibuzo is
okay. So Ben, then Chibuzo spoke already.
The mom is coming to
Ben.
No.
From a guy's perspective, what do you think about this? Guys sleeping with their stepkids or daughters and everything?
Still.
I think to me it's unheard of, and I don't know a girl that calls you dad. To me it's unheard of. To me, like I agree with the last speaker. Please, if such things are happening, let the law help those people. The mom has no right to say because you want to save a useless marriage that can you send a child that will be sleeping with a man. No. No matter, even if she doesn't like sex, okay, you don't like sex, leave the marriage, let the man go and marry.
I'll get a girlfriend, I'll get a side chick.
If the man so much wants sex, okay, since you don't want, now, I will get girlfriends. But not to sleep with a child that calls you dad. But me, I don't believe. For then I jam and also nothing will happen. I will box you one corner. I will help you cut and come out.
All right, thank you.
I don't even understand this concept of if she doesn't like sex. If she doesn't like sex, what is she doing? Why get yourself in a relationship? You've had the first one and had this child, okay? So why won't you just stay? If it is for the companionship, just have a friend that is a companion to you. Don't go into a relationship that you know that sex is one of the foundation, one of the, core things. I don't get it. If you don't like
to be fair, some people as they get older, they don't even think about it. Things change, but like childbirth messes people up. So I don't know, like, you know.
And again, there might be some medical reason.
Why is she married?
Why the urge is not there anymore.
Yeah.
There might be some medical reason why the urge is not there anymore.
Yeah, so I can't blame her. Like, I'm not saying what she's doing. I'm saying like some people, things happen in their life and you don't even care about sex. So Oche, take it away.
I agree that things happen and you don't care about sex, but it could be with some other person. This child shouldn't be your collateral damage.
It's not. Nobody's supporting that. We're saying that there are so many reasons why people don't want sex. You know.
Okay,
so,
that's fine.
Yeah, it might be a medical reason. So go ahead.
It could also
let her deal with it and let her live with it. Why destroy another person's life?
It could be that she just wants to be called Mrs. by all means, you know, society. I want to be married, I want to be respected, I want to be a Mrs., regardless of the consequences, which is wrong. But that could be a reason.
She's crazy.
Seriously, I love my husband,
consider
but he knows I will walk any day if it has to do with affecting my child.
Exactly.
But we need to also consider what hope the man has got on this woman. What hope this man has got on this woman that would make her throw in her daughter as a gift to him. Is it because of security, social security, whatever it is? We don't know. There has to be a current.
He probably has got something on her, a secret that he has to take to the grave or something.
I don't even see why whatever it is.
Sometimes it's she doesn't have self-esteem or something. She feels that man is her all and all. And if he leaves him, her world is, you know, it's over. So for you to do that, you have low self-esteem.
That's just beast.
Exactly.
Okay. So enough of that. We're going into OJ's yellow moments. For those of you joining us today, we have what we call Chief Love Officer's moment. And for Oche Kitchen, I am the Chief Love Officer. So today, the message I want to share is when you're the only one when you're the only one taking the initiative, you feel like you're doing all the chasing. You make plenty of effort that rarely seems to be reciprocated. This is when you know you're with the wrong person. This usually reveals itself in the early stages of any relationship. Usually when two people are genuinely interested in one another, the urge to make contact is on the same level of frequency. Your instincts, trust your intuition. If you find yourself suffering from feeling sadness, regret, emptiness, or confusion, chances are you are with the wrong person.
Exactly.
Okay? So that takes us to question number 3. Indecent social media activities of these young girls, should it be promoted or killed off on sight? We know what happened not too long ago. Something bad that broke the internet. What did you do with the information? Do you think it's something to be circulated, or do you think it is something that you should kill off immediately? Because I mean, it's a minor, or minors were involved. What's your take on that? Aku, can you talk?
Nigeria is a lawless country. That is why a lot of people are sharing that.
I've not called you, okay? Okay. Okay, Chief Uzo, please go ahead. Chief Uzo, you have something to say. Please go ahead. I was saying.
Okay, sorry, Jerry. I think I mistakenly unmute myself because I've been going in and out because I'm driving, and if I get to a place where there's traffic, I will pay more attention. Then if the traffic is moving, I will concentrate on the road. But that being said, I'm enjoying the discussion ongoing. The issue of social media. See, social media is a tool, is an instrument that can either make or mar you. It can either make you or mar you. There are lots of young girls making money from social media. A whole lot of young girls making money from social media. But there are still a lot of people who think social media is a place where you come to chat,
misguided,
to do a lot of indecent and funny things. Now, Nigeria is a lawless country. All of us will agree to that. So, in fact, our president is a representation of our country. That is why I like when the president of America, Joe Biden, wanted to nominate Jackson, the Supreme Court judge. He said something that struck me, very important. He said, I want the Supreme Court nominee or the judge to look like the country. It tells a lot about the way they think. But in our country, we are a total disaster. Total disaster in terms of lawmaking, in terms of implementation. If that video circulated on social media, a lot of people shared. A lot of people. If we're in the same country, people are arrested by now. We're in the same country. But we're in a country where our president is a representation of how the country is. So lack of organizations, so tribalistic, so nepotism, and the rest of them. But that being said, I think that video should have been killed from the moment the video entered the social media, which is Twitter. It started from Twitter. From Twitter, people started sharing on Instagram, on WhatsApp. So I think that video should have. And a lot of people do not even have in Nigeria, do not even have that you can actually bury a video posted on the social media. I think some of the celebrities came out to do that. Somebody like Tonto Dike, who video can never be heard anywhere. But that's too late.
Okay.
Yeah.
OJ, sorry, can I? OJ, let me just one line.
Yeah.
Can I? Okay. What I wanted to say, Chibuzo, I agree. I agree that there is no control, firm control, as we would like to see in Nigeria. I had a discussion with my child, who is 13, a young girl. Deliberately, I wanted to see her view on this. I had told her about it for several reasons. And she said to me, Mommy, this is child pornography. It should not be shared by adults, right? I said, yes, I agree with you. But how did that video come out? Who produced that video? So the people that made that video, these young children, where we are believing that even that they're young, making excuses for them, that someone may have exposed them to that kind of life. That's why they are behaving in that manner. They made that video with an intent to share, right? Either to make them popular or to make them happy, we do not know. So I've not heard that it was a leak. It was deliberately shared by these young people because that's what they know to do. And it started circulating. It started circulating. If that video did not come out, probably the mother wouldn't have known the story as well, because from the mother's interview, what she said was different from what was in this video, according to people that saw the video. So there are pros and cons to it. My argument with this young girl was, these people made this video with an intention. They let it out because young children are silly. one person would have shared to the other friend, the other friend would have shared it to the other friend, and it's gone into the hands of the adult. So it's not safe that the adults or Nigerians went specifically to spy on them while they were in that bedroom in Dubai to get those clips out. I agree, totally agree that it should be killed. If not even just this girl, because we're talking as if I'm talking about this girl. I saw a clip of a girl who might be, she's smallish, so probably she might be 6 or 7, dancing erotically in her school uniform. It's being circulated. People will look at it and circulate as if and think it makes them smile. It doesn't make me smile. When I see things like this, if I share it to the other person, it's to tell you what nonsense, and I'll kill it there. So there's some level of blame that goes to these people that make that video with an intention to share it rather than those who share it. People that shared it first.
If Miss Wu is saying she doesn't know what, she doesn't have an idea what I don't know who Miss Wu is. Maybe you should clarify.
We don't have that video.
Which video are you talking about, FIFI? Because I haven't seen such video.
No, but none of us here should see it.
Okay, did you guys hear about what happened last week about the 10-year-old?
Yeah, it's a video.
What happened where?
Of she's actually 13. She's not 10-year-old.
She's
my
not
son
10.
is actually going to the school. My son is actually going to start in the school in September, and I have friends' children in the same school. Now, the child in question is about 13, 14, between 13 and 14. And she had a I think an Instagram handle or something, and she posts erotic dances on it, and I mean the dances she posts, she has over 6,000 followers. Yeah.
Hey.
My take is her mother has a lot of responsibility, and there's a lot of failure on her part. Now,
parents,
yes, her parents. But somebody also mentioned that there were issues with the dad. So now I'm holding the mother who came and screamed rape responsible because she saw that video. And that video was not a video of rape
at all.
It was a video of a child that knew exactly what she was doing and had been doing it. So a child that was on the same trip, said the girl was useless. He was telling his parents, she's my friend.
I beg to disagree. Any child
hold on.
Whether they or not is.
Can I tell you what I know from people that were on the same trip with that child? They said she got.
Mama, check your message.
That she got into the plane and she said, anybody that is ready for a fork, I'm available. And the boys on that flight turned to look at the child. Right? So they said, outside, the guy said, look, Mom, they were in a room and she was being videoed. Now, whether they did the truth or dare game and she felt challenged. The fact that she went ahead in the presence of other boys, the girls were on another floor. She came to their floor to say that she was coming to borrow a charger from the boy. And she was sleeping with the boy with about 3 or 4 other boys in the same room. Now, my question is, I have an 11-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, I have a 7-year-old. And I've had to have conversations with them about sex education. Forget that nonsense, like you don't tell children these things. They have too much access. Even when I'm doing assignments with them, things pop up. And they're exposed to a lot of things. So we need to start as parents to start having these conversations. There's Custodio. It's an app that controls the whatever, your appliances, your phone, your laptops and all that. A lot of our parents sit down and we let our children sit on the phone, sit on television, do all sorts. They are browsing, they are doing homework and all that. And they are getting into all sorts of fights. They are doing even roadblocks. They chat with people you don't know. We're failing as parents if you don't know which side your children are going to. Custodial in Nigeria is 25,000 per annum. It's not too much to do for a child. And you block whatever they have access to. Now, for this child to have had an account and she had over 6,000 followers and her mother was not aware. Come on, guys, there's something wrong somewhere. My son is going to that school in September. So I have friends' children that we've talked to a lot of the children. I almost said my son wasn't going to go to the school. But the truth is there is failure on the school too, because we're taking it up as PTA. There's failure. Why should these children be left unsupervised? Exactly. And then we have the failure of the government. We have NBC that even for music videos, they ban music videos and they see things like this. Why haven't they stopped it? That is their responsibility. Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, they ban people for stupid things in Nigeria. And this is important and they're not even doing it. The school is not taking responsibility. The mother was called by another parent and shown the video. Now, a reasonable woman will take care of her child first. She might have done it wrong. Do you understand? I'm not blaming the child completely. The mother should have taken care of the child and all that. I'm not going to scream rape because he was not raped.
Yeah.
The video it was disgusting. She went back, forth, and all sorts. She was experienced. And she was obviously enjoying it. And another child was screaming that, look, I'm trying to sleep here. You guys are shaking the bed. And another boy came and touched her. She said, don't touch me. And she, flings her head and continues riding the board. And this is a 13-year-old. So the mother has a lot to do and a lot of explanation to do. And she should not have gone to scream victim that he was raped when he was not. She's not even protecting her child.
Right. Thank you.
Miss Wu has her hand up, but before I call on her, like you rightly said, there are people who should have killed off this video immediately. Until I heard from you now that her mom saw the video, I even thought she didn't see it before she went.
I thought so. I heard she didn't see it. Yeah.
Exactly. I thought she didn't see it. Come to think of it, I was watching this guy's live video on Instagram. Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze said he was also for the girl and her family until someone sent him the video. And at the moment he saw the video, he first of all blocked the person that sent the video to him because he was that upset, okay? But that in hindsight, he needed to see the video. That after seeing the video, he's no longer on the woman's side.
Yeah. From comments, you will see that reaction, yes. People have seen the video, thought the woman was just talking rubbish.
You understand? So, in as much as this kind of thing, first of all, the school has a blame because as far as I'm concerned, the moment, in fact, you don't even wait to come back. From Dubai, you should have alerted the parents. You come back, do COVID test or whatever it is you did, and then you did your internal. This is a flaw. This is a problem. This is a disaster. It should be a red alert. As far as I'm concerned, the school did not do what they should have done. They should have alerted the parents immediately. From what she was saying, she said her daughter wasn't forthcoming. Her daughter was threatened by the school not to speak up, blah, 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 blah. For me, yes, I don't even know, but as far as I'm concerned, that is all crap.
From what I read on Instagram, so I don't know. I heard it was a school that called the woman because the woman I saw the woman's interview. She said the school was, but the thing is that the school took the girl for a test to make sure she didn't have she wasn't pregnant or venereal disease or whatever. Then the school called her and was asking her if she knew about it. she said she doesn't know anything about it, and she's asking her daughter. Her daughter said, I don't know what the school is talking about. That's how the mother found out. And maybe when she heard about what happened, she started crying wolf instead of looking at the video. Maybe I think she jumped on the internet, because if she had seen the video, I'm sure she would.
No, a parent called her and
Yeah, that's what I heard. That a parent showed
a
the mom, not the school.
parent called her and showed her the video because he was speculating.
Okay. So after that, she started crying rape.
Yeah, she still cried. Yeah, but she
okay.
mentioned it there. That I now heard that the video was circulating and blah blah blah. Like, OJ, do you want Miss Wu to say something?
Miss Wu,
because she's the one who needs to react. Yeah, something.
Miss Wu.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am absolutely horrified that a mother would criminalize a young child. This is child exploitation at its finest. No 13-year-old with no 13, you're just starting your period. No 13-year-old would knowingly, willingly go and start writhing on another guy or a man or anybody else. If you have got a 13-year-old child, even if you've got a 10-year-old, and you look at your child, you have to ask yourself, what would make my child do such a thing? They would have to have exposure. And if they have had exposure, that's what would do it. So exploitation, grooming, and all of these things come to play. That child is not guilty. What they are is vulnerable, you know? So to criminalize, to say that that child knowingly went and did this or knowingly went and did that, I just think it's just appalling. It's an appalling thing to say. Yes, I agree that there are various safeguards that have failed, but to say that that child is at fault, I think is just very, very wrong. We're not talking about somebody that's 19, 20, 21. We're not talking about that. We're talking about somebody who has barely come from being a child to coming into puberty. That's what we're talking about. And if you know that your child hasn't done it or wouldn't do it, then somebody else has interrupted their childhood. Something else has interrupted their childhood. It is so wrong. I am just sickened by what I've just heard. It's just so wrong.
Miss Wu, sorry to interrupt. I think she's just narrated what she knows or what she heard, right? Rather than being judgmental. That's the way I was listening to it. I was hearing, perceiving it. It's not in question of being judgmental on the platform. But she's just narrating from her perspective. From how she's known.
Yeah, but she said that she nearly removed her child from that school because of the incident. You know, because of that girl. You know, to me, it's all kinds of wrong. It's all kinds of wrong. Well, for
yes,
sure.
I said I nearly stopped my child from going to the school.
Hold on a second. For sure, the school has failed to make sure those children are looked after, especially on an international trip. Are they crazy? You know, the last thing you want if you're taking children on a trip is for any of them to even so much as trip and sustain a grade, much less to be caught in some video that has been posted. And for an adult male to say, oh, let me confirm, you know, who are you? You know, that's voyeurism. You know, I just think it's absolutely disgusting. You know, that's not the kind of thing you kind of like say to your friend, oh, have you seen this? Oh my God, it's absolutely shocking. That's terrible. You know, because you are complicit in that child's abuse. You know, that's all I've got to say. I'm just shocked.
Yeah. Let me say something, Ms. Wu. You're quite right. It's not what an adult would want to see because it has to do with children. It's indecent. It's everything wrong about it. But the first thing I heard about this case was listen to the mother's interview. I almost fell for it, right? Until I heard a story from someone who's watched the video. Yeah. I was asking, I would love to see what to compare because it captured my interest. It had to do with a child. I'll tell you who I am. I don't listen to social media gossip, especially when it has to do with adults. Children, out of pity, what is going on again to help me, inform me on how to train my own children. That's why I pay attention to things that have to do with children, not because I'm indecent or I want to see the other side. If this story was about Will Smith and co, I don't care. I don't care about those people. They don't matter to me because they don't know me. But if it has to do with children, yes, I am keen to listen, to know, to help me train my own children. That's the way these things work. So sometimes when we fish for information, what we want to know is not because we are dirty or we want to gossip around it. some of us have genuine intentions why we want to have information when things happen. So let's look at that way, but let's not say that we're being judgmental. We're very careful. We're all human beings, we're adults. Nobody will tell me that they've not had mistakes or the things haven't happened around them. I'll tell you something in defense to the school. I'll say it here. It's my child. He went for a school trip outside another state while he was in Nigeria, IT related. They were meant to stay in their hotel rooms. He and another, I think 2 or 3 other boys, they were told by 9 o'clock, everybody's in. Anyway, they shouldn't be out. I don't know how it happened. One of the teachers went around or whether checked up on them or something. 4 of them or 3 or 4 of them were by the pool side. They were punished.
Kids will always sneak out.
Yeah, you were told remain in your bedrooms. Thank God when we heard, and I said to him, what if you were swimming and drowned and nobody came across there? You think I'll start shooting the school or taking them to court? Other kids who obeyed remained where they should be. My young woman were in question, left her bedroom to go and look for charger in the other room. According to their mother's story, she knocked on the door and they told the charger is in the bathroom. She went to bed, but that's by the way. I'm not even just paying less attention to the person in question. It's just generalizing about the young girls because I have a 13-year-old. I've got nieces and friends and everybody's children. I am concerned. I was telling a parent yesterday, one of them girls who grew up with, I told her that I never knew about Snapchat. I'm going to download Snapchat, I don't have it. But from doing my CID, when I seized my daughter's phone to go through, I'm mastering it. So I was not trying to explain to her, but I knew she wasn't understanding it. I said to her, download it, then we'll have a conversation. So it is important, please, adults.
Yes, you have to.
Any app they have, get your own. Any app they have, get your own. Let's create an account, let's follow them, and let's see what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's not
like
easy.
I agree.
And communicate, talk to your kids, know what they're doing. Be not their friend, but be accessible to them. Let them not be afraid to talk about sex. Let them not be afraid to talk about drugs. Let them not be afraid to talk about alcohol with you. Let them be able to talk about, and even if it's like me, I do it jokingly. I don't do anything serious in my life. So you have to talk about everything. You know what I mean? You have to. Otherwise, they won't tell you.
Yeah, Chizo, you want to say something before because we are going over. Chizo.
To be honest, sorry for interrupting. I had to say something because I don't even know I don't know where to start with the explanation. The explanation was right out of order. That is first to start. You cannot classify a child who is having childhood sexual exploitation as that because they're being wayward, that they're snapping pictures of themselves twerking on the internet. It doesn't really matter. We're not the parents of the child. At the end of the day, what's happened is that those children, I don't even want to know what the video is about, and I'm not even interested. The reason I'm interested is because I work with children, and that child was being, those children, not that child, because let's not, it's the, you know, the thing about sexual exploitation, it happens in both males and females. The only thing is that Nigeria is the patriarchal society, so for males, there will be little or no consequence to them. But those children are scarred for the rest of their lives. Those children have been sexually exploited, and their lives will never be the same. Now, the children are innocent. They are in all this. We mustn't forget that. The people who have failed the children are parents of all the children who participated in whichever exercise they were doing. One, all the children, the school, and the community at large. I'm not even going to go into details about the person who wanted to see the video to investigate. What power, what authority do they have to watch a video of a child being sexually exploited for the sake of clarifying what they know? I don't even get it. You see, the thing is, you know, lots of people are trying to make sure that things are done right in Nigeria, especially when it has to do with things, circulating things that are inappropriate for children and inappropriate for adults. There is no law, because a child like that should have been safeguarded by the school to start with. And this issue shouldn't have gotten to that extent. They should have been safeguarded by the school. The police should have been involved in making sure that whoever the culprit is, the people who escorted these children to where to, and they failed to do their due diligence as adults, those children should have been held responsible. And the police should have swooped in on school for not safeguarding that child, especially the one that's being scapegoated, and the rest of the children. And they shouldn't have actually gone back to their houses. because for some reason, wherever they are, whatever it is that they have became untenable for them to go back to where they were before. And what I do not get is why we would be here talking about a child's life whose life has been abrupted. These children, now for the rest of their lives. And this is on the internet and it's going to be there for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
Adults are getting off on watching these children, whatever act they were doing. Lots of adults are getting off on watching them and it will never be forgotten.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sounding very passionate about it. You know how I'm passionate about children.
I understand you, but the truth is, as far as I'm concerned, we do not know the complete details of what happened. Okay.
Yes.
When I first heard about this thing, I was driving and it was on the news. And what I heard on the news was Lagos state government has closed down the school because a child was raped on the trip at Dubai. Okay.
Yes.
You understand? And first of all, in the morning, that day was a busy day for me. In the morning, when I opened Twitter, I just saw someone say, why won't this school be in the news for something good? Okay, what is this I'm hearing about rape? The moment I read rape, I quickly closed Twitter. And I forgot about it until the 4 p.m. news, where I heard that the school had been closed because of rape. And I have kids who have gone on school trips a lot, okay? And I have one that is planning to go on another one in 2 months' time. So naturally, I was a bit agitated. Before I even started hearing this, that, and as far as, like I said earlier, as far as I'm concerned, we do not have the complete details of this issue. We don't. But what I know is where I'm faulting the school, because from what I heard as well, which is from here and there, I've never got to see the mom's interview, so I don't even know what that was about. But they said the teachers had gone to bed and it was past midnight when she went there. Only them and the school know if it is the truth. I don't know. I don't know what would give a child the mind. Did she go through the stairs or did she enter the lift to go down to the 4th floor and stuff like that? And that's why I keep saying that we do not have...
the boys and girls were on different floors.
Yeah, they're different floors. Yeah, the story, the mother said she went to...
The girls were on the 11th floor.
The people who will be able to supply that information will be the
That's
police.
why I feel that we shouldn't get heated up. And
no, but the right people to get that information that we desire will be the police. There will be investigation. If they're in a hotel, there will be CCTV camera that would show her movements. So we are here speculating, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what happens.
We do not have the complete details.
I don't know. Chisel, let me come in here. Like Ifeoma and OJ already explained, and Julie explained. If the mother didn't come out to cry rape, you know what I mean? It wouldn't, maybe she had gone to the police and everything, but she came to social media and she made it a social media thing. So now it's a social media thing. So we can't help what we see in social media because it's there in social media. Once you put up your laptop, your Instagram, so the things were there. A couple of days later, we started hearing things like, this is not rape now, this is not rape now. This is anybody will be, what's going on? Is it rape or is it not rape? And people were like, antagonizing the mom. Why did you bring this out to the social media, knowing your child wasn't raped and stuff like that? So that's what, if the mother had gone to the police about this, maybe it would have been in the regular news or whatever. I don't know. But she did a social media, I saw it on social media. So, and then a couple days later, people were saying it wasn't rape. So that's what happened.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you everyone for being a part of today's show. The essence of today's show is born out of this incident, and then so many other incidents has been happening around the world, and celebrating, obviously, supporting the international child movement with a theme to protect girls all over the world and keep them safe. What are we going to do? Let's think about what we could do differently to protect our children, especially these young girls. At the end of the day, they turn out to be the victims. Oche said something about training the boys, making them understand that women need to be respected and how to treat women better, that it would help protect the women. Some other person talked about communication. I just talked about communication. If they want something, speak to them about it, tell them the pros and cons of it and how to do it safely. Benson talked about communication as well. Talk to your child. My view about it is communication. explaining things to them. You might want a makeup at 10. I will not give it to you, but I'll tell you reasons why I will not give it to you. I'll try as much as possible to now learn to join every social media where I find them. I'll follow them and keep chasing them around. When they're there, I'm here. But again, I know they can always, they have to.
They'll block you. They'll block you.
They'll block me, yeah. They'll have disappearing messages. There's a lot going on. Adults, as parents, as members of the society, please. And let's step out of this perception. It doesn't matter. There's civilized world. Don't protect another child. Please, let's protect each other. It doesn't just happen in Africa when we're growing up. Let's protect. Every child needs protection, because that child that hasn't been protected today might create a problem for your own child that you've been protecting. So let's work together. Every part of the world, we're all human beings. There's blood running through our veins. Let's love, show love, show love, show love. Sit back for the overtime so we can carry on with the conversation. For now, thank you very much. See you same time next week. We're going offline, but we're still online. We're going off.